For over 4,000 years, the Great Pyramids of Egypt have stood tall against time, immense, mysterious, and nearly indestructible. But behind their grandeur lies a question that has never truly been answered. How were they built? Most of us have heard the same old explanations: slaves dragging stones, or endless ramps stretching across the desert. But what if I told you the truth may be far more fascinating than that? What if these pyramids were not only tombs, but also the ultimate proof of an ancient engineering knowledge so advanced, it still puzzles modern science? From stones that may have been cast rather than carved, to waterways that turn the desert into a construction site, to hidden chambers that resonate like giant machines. The secrets of the pyramids may change everything we think we know about history. Welcome to Lost Thrones, where forgotten mysteries of the past come alive. If you love exploring history's hidden truths, then make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon, because what you're about to discover will keep you questioning long after the video ends. Now let's unlock the secrets of ancient engineering. Chapter 1: Beyond the Ramp. Theory. For generations, the most common explanation has been the ramp theory. According to this idea, massive ramps of mud brick and limestone chips were built, and workers dragged gigantic stone blocks up to the pyramid's rising levels. It sounds simple, but when you examine it closely, the theory collapses under its own weight. To construct a ramp tall enough to reach the Great Pyramid's summit, the Egyptians would have needed more material than the pyramid itself. Imagine miles of packed earth stretching across the desert just to haul a single block higher. And when one level was complete, the ramp had to be extended or rebuilt, wasting enormous resources. If this were true, the evidence of such colossal ramps should still be visible in the sands of Giza. Yet nothing of this scale has ever been found. Historians also point out another flaw: friction. Dragging 2.5-ton stones over wooden sledges would have required unimaginable manpower, tens of thousands of workers hauling day and night. But wall carvings and records don't show endless lines of slaves breaking their backs. Instead, they show a smaller, more organized workforce using skill rather than brute force. This tells us something important. The ancient Egyptians may not have relied on crude ramps alone. Their knowledge of mechanics, geometry, and materials must have been far more sophisticated than we've been led to believe. And if ramps are not the full answer, then what was? The truth may lie in a lost technology, a technique so advanced it allowed them to move stone as if it weighed nothing at all. This is where the mystery deepens, and where our journey truly begins. Chapter 2: Man-made stone technology. What if the massive blocks of the pyramids were not carved from quarries and dragged across the desert at all? Some researchers believe the Egyptians may have possessed a lost science: the ability to create their own stone. In the 20th century, French chemist Joseph Davidovits introduced the geopolymer theory. According to his studies, many of the pyramid's limestone blocks show signs of being cast like concrete rather than cut. Under a microscope, certain blocks contain air bubbles and chemical structures not found in natural stone. This suggests the Egyptians may have crushed soft limestone, mixed it with water and natural minerals, and poured it into wooden molds. If true, this would completely change our understanding of pyramid construction. Instead of dragging giant stones for miles, workers could have carried buckets of slurry and assembled the pyramid block by block. like pouring an ancient form of cement. The idea may sound radical, but there is supporting evidence. Inscriptions describe the Egyptians as creators of stone, not just cutters. Quarry sites near Giza also contain unusual pits and basins that could have been used to prepare these mixtures. And even today, the precise fit of the blocks, so tight that a razor blade cannot pass between them, makes more sense if the stones were molded rather than hacked from cliffs. This theory doesn't mean every block was man-made. Granite beams inside the king's chamber, for example, were clearly quarried and transported. But for the millions of limestone blocks that form the pyramid's bulk, geopolymer technology could have been the Egyptians' hidden advantage. If the ancients really knew the secret of artificial stone, then the pyramids were not only monuments, but also laboratories. Proof that lost chemistry and materials science existed thousands of years before modern times. And yet, stone alone cannot explain the mystery. Even if lighter blocks were created, how were they transported and lifted with such precision? The next secret may lie in the power of water itself. Chapter 3: Waterways and Hydraulic Engineering. When we imagine pyramid building, we often picture stones dragged across burning sand. But ancient Egypt was a land shaped by the Nile. And some evidence suggests the river itself may have been the true secret to moving the massive blocks. Archaeologists have discovered traces of ancient canals and harbor systems near the Giza Plateau. These were not random waterways. They appear to have been designed to connect the Nile directly to the pyramid construction sites. This means blocks, whether quarried or man-made, could have been floated on wooden barges almost to the base of the pyramid. Moving heavy stone over water drastically reduces friction. A task that would require hundreds of men on land could be managed by a handful of workers steering boats. Recent satellite imaging has even revealed patterns beneath the sand that resemble dried riverbeds, supporting the idea that Giza was once surrounded by a complex hydraulic network. There are also ancient records describing rituals where the Nile delivered the stones for the pharaoh's eternal house. While often dismissed as poetic language, these writings may actually describe a very real engineering system, one that turned the desert into a watery construction zone. But the innovation may not have stopped there. Some researchers believe water could also have been used as a lifting tool. By filling canals and using buoyancy, workers might have raised heavy blocks onto platforms with surprising ease. This principle of hydraulic power, long before Archimedes, shows just how advanced Egyptian engineering may have been. If the Egyptians truly mastered the Nile, then the river was not just the lifeblood of their civilization, it was the invisible partner in building the greatest monuments on Earth. But water alone cannot explain the precise placement of each block. For that, the ancients may have turned to something even more mysterious: the hidden power of sound and vibration. Chapter 4: Sound, Vibration, and Ancient Machines. Lifting stones that weigh several tons with perfect accuracy remains the greatest puzzle of pyramid construction. If brute force and ramps were not the answer, what hidden technology did the Egyptians possess? Some believe the key lies in an unusual and often overlooked force: sound. Across the ancient world, there are stories of stones that seemed to move when priests chanted or musicians played certain instruments. It may sound like myth, but modern science has proven that vibration can reduce friction and even levitate small objects. Resonance, when sound waves match the natural frequency of an object, can unleash extraordinary power. Could the Egyptians have discovered a way to use acoustic or vibrational energy to make the movement of blocks easier? Inside the Great Pyramid, chambers and passageways show remarkable acoustic properties. When sound is produced, the stone amplifies and resonates as if the entire structure were a giant tuning fork. This suggests the builders understood sound not just as music, but as a form of energy. Some experimental archaeologists have also proposed that cradle-like wooden devices, counterweights, and lever systems may have been used. Combined with vibration, these tools could have reduced the effective weight of the blocks, allowing small teams to guide them into place with astonishing precision. Even ancient texts hint at priests who spoke to stone, or words that commanded weight. While symbolic, these phrases may conceal a technical truth. That vibration and controlled sound were part of the Egyptians' engineering toolkit. Whether through resonance, ingenious machines, or both, the placement of millions of blocks in flawless alignment suggests far more than brute labor. It reveals a mastery of natural forces, forces we are only beginning to rediscover today. But if sound and machines helped raise the stones, how did the Egyptians align them so perfectly with the heavens? The answer lies not in brute strength, but in mathematics and the stars. Chapter 5: Celestial and Mathematical Genius. The precision of the pyramids is not limited to their massive stones. It extends to the heavens themselves. The Great Pyramid of Giza is aligned almost perfectly to the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west, with an accuracy so precise that even modern compasses can barely match it. How could a civilization over 4,000 years ago achieve such astronomical precision? Many researchers believe the Egyptians were expert sky watchers. By carefully observing the stars, especially the constellation of Orion and the star Sirius, they created a blueprint that connected heaven and earth. The three pyramids of Giza, for instance, are arranged to mirror the three stars of Orion's belt. This was not coincidence. It was cosmic symbolism, linking the pharaoh's eternal soul with the gods of the sky. But the genius goes beyond symbolism. Measurements of the Great Pyramid reveal mathematical constants hidden within its design. The ratio of its height to its base encodes the value of pi. Its dimensions also reflect the golden ratio, a proportion found throughout nature, art, and even modern architecture. Some researchers even suggest the pyramid encodes the circumference of the Earth, knowledge we usually credit to scientists thousands of years later. Such precision implies the Egyptians possessed a deep understanding of geometry, astronomy, and possibly even geodesy, the science of Earth shape. To them, building a pyramid was not only about stone and sweat. It was about harmonizing the human world with a cosmic order. This mathematical and celestial alignment suggests the pyramids were more than tombs. They were vast instruments of knowledge, designed to preserve wisdom for future generations. Yet, within these perfect structures, mysteries remain hidden. Strange voids, secret chambers, and unexplained energy patterns continue to baffle modern explorers. And it is here, inside the very heart of the pyramid, that the greatest secrets may still be waiting. Chapter 6: Hidden Energy Chambers and Legacy. Even after centuries of study, the pyramids continue to guard their deepest secrets. Modern scans using cosmic rays have revealed mysterious voids inside the Great Pyramid. Chambers so large they could rival cathedrals, yet remain completely sealed since antiquity. No one knows their purpose. Were they hidden passages, storage for sacred relics, or part of a larger machine-like design? Some researchers suggest the pyramids were not just tombs, but giant resonating structures. Their internal shafts and chambers align in ways that amplify natural energy, like colossal stone circuits. When sound reverberates inside, the walls seem to hum, as if the pyramid itself were alive. Others point to the unusual electrical properties of the limestone and granite used in construction. Quartz crystals within granite can generate small electrical charges under pressure, a phenomenon known as piezoelectricity. Could it be that the Egyptians built the pyramids not only as monuments of eternity, but as instruments that interacted with the very forces of the earth? Whatever the truth, one fact remains undeniable. The pyramids were the product of knowledge far beyond their time. A knowledge blending engineering, astronomy, mathematics, and perhaps even natural energies in ways we still struggle to understand. The real legacy of the pyramids may not be just their stones, but the message they carry. That human beings, when driven by vision and guided by knowledge, can create wonders that defy time itself. The pyramids are not just relics of the past. They are reminders that history still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. And perhaps, hidden within their silent walls, lies wisdom that could reshape how we see our world today. You've been watching Lost Thrones, where we bring forgotten mysteries back to life. If you found this journey fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, what do you believe is the greatest secret of the pyramids? Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and remember, history is never truly silent.